Welcome back, everybody. Hope you're well hydrated and you've got your snacks ready to go because the VCT Game Changers Academy, presented by Gen.G, is getting spicy, well underway. We're in the middle of our semifinals number 2, and that's between Nothing to Lose and the reigning champs in Gen.G as we move on to our second map. Map number 1, it was Ascent. It went over to Gen.G. That was a Nothing to Lose map pick. Now we are going over to Bind, which is a Gen.G map pick. Now, this one's kind of interesting, ladies, because this is Gen.G's best map, which is most likely why they picked it, but it's also Nothing to Lose's best map. So I'll defer to you, Zombie. What do you think about this then? I keep asking you about all these like numbers and stats and such. What is that telling you in whether this is going to come fruition on? Are we going to see over time here? Is this going to become a Nothing to Lose map and we're going to go over to a map number 3, or will Gen.G shut it out?
I mean, you stole my stat away from me. Yeah, it's both of their best. Like they're both pretty darn good on it. We actually have a similar number of matches played on it as well. So it's not like some of these people have Breeze played once, they have a 100% win record. Not quite telling. So yeah, it's just well practiced for both teams. I think, the only damper here, honestly, for Nothing to Lose is that they did just lose the previous map. I don't think going into their opponent's map pick when it's such a map that they're comfortable on is actually making them feel, they're going to bum hard about this. But just the fact that they couldn't quite figure out how to make that comeback happen in the last map is something that probably weighs more heavily on their mind.
Yeah, or I mean, we've definitely seen this in Nothing to Lose. They can come back and smack right back, and I can see this easily going to a map 3. We're about ready to get this thing started. So before we do, Wolf, how are you feeling? Like it looks like Nothing to Lose really likes to add in that KO option here. So this is what will be kind of changing things up if they choose to bring it into Bind as well. Could you potentially see that happening here?
Yeah, I could definitely see KO being a good agent to pick on this map. He has a lot of stuff that you can throw, and those I know. Well, those teleporters though, like it's very easy to throw things through them. Sky birds are actually really great to put through those teleporters because you can be on one site, but you can also check out the entrance to the site opposite you and know if the other team is over there because Sky will tell you if she's blinded somebody. So I feel like KO or Sky, we're going to see one of those two initiators from the teams here. Breach, maybe not so much.
My Breach Bay. Anyhow, forever and always. All right. Map number 2, it's Bind. Let's get right to it. It is series point for Gen.G. Will Nothing to Lose bring it back? Let's find out.
Certainly seems possible, but Nothing to Lose have that uphill battle. Losing the last map, and then still in the back of their minds, they're facing the most recent champions of the Academy back in May, I believe. Hopefully these become monthly as we go on. Definitely hope so. Let's see what the agent picks are.
Yes. And these are mostly monthly tournaments. The only months that they are not running Academy are the months that we have Game Changers, like the full Game Changers.
Yeah.
So, coming in, we are seeing a Viper out of Gen.G. That's a very interesting pick. Not seeing any... Well, I mean, Phoenix does have a flash. I was going to say that Nothing to Lose doesn't have any flashes, but in terms of, Breach or KO or Sky, they're not going with either of those initiators. Doesn't look like Gen.G is either, so that was an incorrect prediction for me. But I do
Your
like the
logic was
Viper
so
pick.
sound, though.
It really was.
I just want to back you up.
I have fun with those teleporters and throwing things through them, so I just assume everybody else has as much fun as I do. But that does not appear to be the case here. Looking pretty typical. Tyra's still staying on that Astra. I'm trying to remember. I don't think in the past games recently, in the last couple of months, she's moved off of that agent. She's a very strong Astra. Really good controller, using all of those nebula stars, putting them down as needed for her team. So not surprised that we're seeing her staying there.
I am a little surprised that Hannah went for Viper. Pretty low on her choices of agents. Usually Killjoy, honestly. So, oh, and then you mentioned that it's a bit surprising as well to see on the map. So I wonder if there's anything specific they have in mind with that. We're heading into the game, getting things set up. Astra sets down her rings. Stars, I think. I mean, they look like rings, though. It's just always... I'm not gonna ever get that one right.
Yeah, they are stars, and they make other space-related things such as nebula and gravity wells. But I do like Viper on this map. You don't see her a huge amount, but when you do, she does typically come out strong. So kind of excited to see what Hannah's going to do with her. They chose Sage as the Sentinel for Gen.G rather than Killjoy or Cypher, who we see on the opposite side.
When isn't Viper good?
Never. Viper is always good.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. There's actually already a spike plant. Not much for someone to say about it. And that is playing around the A site. Lots happening in showers. We already find nothing to lose, down to just 2. Their spikes are already getting defused. Can they do anything about it? Tyre is on it. Ariana's trying to get something working, not going to find much more. And now it is Bob who needs to stop the defuse. Can't actually do it. It was so low on health after all. And we have Team Bumble getting the first win.
Yeah, that was pretty typical for Nothing to Lose. You know, in the first pistol rounds, we do see them come in aggressively, put that spike down. Very early on in the round, we saw that on Ascent. Not surprised to see it here on Bind. As in Ascent, they did do a very similar push in the round 2, so I'm curious to see if that's going to be the same case here, or if because they lost this pistol, if they're going to back off a little bit, maybe take this one a little bit slower.
Time will tell. Bomb down. Oh, Boombot coming through, hoping to find something. Pyrite is waiting, is going to have them know of her presence. I haven't actually take out the Boombot. It's going to be that deep push for sure. Lynn and Bob having a bit of a duel.
Blocking vision.
Much more than Bob can do there for now. It seems like Nothing to Lose have been a little stalled out. They're actually going to consider other options.
Yeah, we are seeing them kind of rotate off of this, maybe head towards the A site. Gen.G hasn't fully committed to their rotation towards B, so they're going to be prepared here for Nothing to Lose to come onto this site.
Hannah waiting, knowing that they're going to be coming around. It's going to find the head of Starry Bun. And a little snake bite to stop people from chasing after her and get situated waiting for the rest of her team. I mean, already a solid defense, although the spike is not going to be planted.
Spike down.
One enemy starting to pick up some kills with the help of Lynn. And already down to just Bob. Bob cannot do much.
No, that Sage Viper combo that Gen.G has over here on A site is very strong, working really well for them. They, I do like this wall from Viper. You know, cutting off that shower's entrance a little bit, making it so we saw in the first round, the 2 of them can move off of site into showers and essentially come in on a flank should Nothing to Lose push onto site and plant it on A. So we're going to see them again. They're going to move together into the showers there. Looks like Nothing to Lose is kind of defaulting, maybe trying to get some picks somewhere. Lynn getting just as aggressive back, though.
She was still pretty far back, just looking for any easy shots. Some things actually did go down, so already Nothing to Lose just weaken as they try and push into B. I mean, the spike's been left behind, so it really is just trying to see if they can make any room, and I think the answer is just simply no, because Ari gets taken down. Still not any strong push looking. There's no potential, it feels like, even as Bob turns the corner and captures at least an orb, over halfway to that ult. What else can Nothing to Lose do?
Yeah, we do see that Gen.G has 3 defenders over on the B site still. Yeah. Silva dinged for a more than half health, but really not a good advantage for Nothing to Lose. Looks like they're going to be heading over towards A instead, where they're going to have to contend with Viper and, well, Sage if she comes back.
30 seconds
left.
Looks
like she was heading towards B, actually.
Yeah, not quite the duo anymore. They've been left alone apart from each other. That means that one of them is going to go down. Ends up 3-3 as we move on to the site. And the plant is going to go down with 12 seconds left over. Lynn's got a sheriff. No, she's going to turn over to the rifle, but it's not going to result in much. Bob took her out, and now it looks like Nothing to Lose have a very strong shot at this round.
Last player standing.
Some crossfire going down. And that is Nothing to Lose, in fact, taking that point.
Yeah, you know, the two Gen.G players did play that correctly, moving together, trying to clear out lamps there. Just Nothing to Lose had, as you said, the correct crossfire set up to take out both of them. Really good. Put themselves on the board for round 3. They didn't lose too much either in that round, which is really nice. So the economy's a little bit sketchy, but they're still able to buy rifles. We are seeing Lynn, though, on defense, is coming out with that operator. She's on A now with that big gun.
Yeah, coming out real quick here. Revealed quite yet. It's about to be. And she gets dinked, too, so already low. Revealing the operator. I mean, Ari's... So I gotta respect it. No, not anymore. Just kind of spraying around. Gets Lynn caught. I think her hand needs to be smacked to get away from the cookie jar. It just hasn't been working. Today's not her operator day.
Now we do have the Viper's Pit up in the mid area there on A short. Hannah just chilling in here. It definitely cuts off one of the typical places where attackers would sit for post plant. So very interesting to see when she's going to choose to come out of there. Ari getting aggressive, though, taking out Tyre as she comes in.
And Marina actually jumped all the way back to the defender's side. And has come in with at least one kill. It's down to just Hannah for Gen.G, and she's going to be taken out. We have ourselves a very even map. I mean, it's what we expected. I wasn't too worried, even as Nothing to Lose went down 0-2. It's kind of the way that Valorant works out here, but evening things up again. It's reminiscent of last map, and it tells to the fact that these players are pretty well matched.
This goes here.
Yeah, we did see Ari coming in with a 4K there, so really, really strong round for her. We did see her, she was getting very aggressive with her Phoenix, pushing all the way in towards the defender side of the A map or A site. Interesting though from Gen.G now. They're on B site, a lot of them stacked up here. Calling this correctly as Nothing to Lose starts pushing into the site.
Yep, everyone on to B. It's a party. It's not so far that fun for Team Bumble. They take one loss. Gen.G actually lane finding 2 and another. It's firing every which way, only leaving Bob to say anything about it. I mean, 1v2, it's possible, especially if some information could be gathered. Needs the scout, I would say, and then maybe something could happen, but needs to wait for that to come back online in 4 seconds. Then if you get the scout, maybe the Hunter's Fury. Oh no. Oh geez, kind of looking the wrong direction. No one's actually over there. Actually, I thought he was pretty dead there. Thought Bob was far gone, but at least grabs 1 before going down to Tyre. Didn't quite get any of the setups that I was hoping for, but really try and push with just the gun.
That was a great win for Gen.G though, because they were on sheriffs. Their economy was not in any state for them to buy anything more than that. So really good for them. They were able to recover 1 of those rifles. Can buy this round. They're gonna hope to win this round in order to really hurt the economy of Nothing to Lose, because Nothing to Lose will not be able to buy next round if they don't take this one.
Coming up, pretty quickly destroyed. Definitely intention to move over into A. Not entirely through showers though. We have lots of members of Nothing to Lose hitting up that mid. Looking for a bit of a surround if they can grab it. Sage Viper combo is deadly, but if they're totally surrounded, it's gonna be a lot harder to make things work. We got a Hunter's Fury from Bob finally coming out. Not gonna find anyone. We had a kill already. Bumble down to 4. As the plant has happened. Now the timer is fucking down for them. Some patience shown here. Lynn in Heaven's gonna look for any free kills, but the wall's up from Viper too, and that's making it hard to see where everyone is. Have some action. Finally going down as the spike continues to count down. Scary. Yeah, finally, I mean, they gotta go, right? So we're gonna have action every which way that we look. Bob is left over, could definitely stop the defuse. There it is. One more person to take out if necessary. It is gonna be necessary. And Bob gets the clutch. Nice.
Props to Bob for spraying that second diffuser. Okay, we are seeing a timeout come out from the defenders. You know, this has been maybe a little bit of a harder match than they were initially expecting after those first couple of rounds, but got to do a little bit of reset. I did like Bob spraying through that smoke. A lot of people are unaware that once the spike is to half, it actually makes a different noise once the diffusal starts. Mm-hmm. So she probably heard that it was a louder noise for that diffuse, and knew that she didn't have time to wait for the diffuser to get off. She had to spray, had to move in there if they wanted to win that round.
Well, it's about the sound tells in Valorant that can be so important to learn about, and that's why you can't just be listening to music or something like you would zone out in some MMOs. Valorant's so much about sound. Yeah,
there's sound cues for everything, and the difference between the two diffusal sounds isn't that different. When it's halfway and you start diffusing, it's a little bit higher, but it's honestly very hard to tell unless you've like trained yourself for it.
Yes, which these ladies are pretty much doing. I know it says Academy on the title of the stream today and the title of the tournaments, but all of these women, a lot of them ambitions to go even higher. Some of them are super experienced veterans of the tactical shooter industry. We have some people from CSGO coming back, right? So they're the ones that would know how to tell.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's coming into effect.
Here, come on, let's go!
Okay, we do see Gen.G does have a little bit of a save going on here. Nothing2LOS going to spend some ultimates to get control of A site.
Yeah, it's
Lynn with her knives just get... I love how aggressive Lynn gets sometimes. Just, hey, I'm just gonna run out of B and go check out all of these places.
Some scuffling going down because we actually had a rotation here from Nothing2LOS over into B, so Lynn might actually find herself in a perfect position with those knives. Gonna have a res from Lee. So Hannah's back in action now, so 5v3. I mean, the good news for Nothing2LOS is that if they do push in, it is only Lynn, and the knives have not found any success so far, and actually won't find any success at all. So Marina takes her down, so that's some good news there. Now it's 3v4, definitely doable as the spike's also been planted. They kind of get to set up defensively, and now it's more about Team Bumble trying to find a way back in.
Yeah, but Team Bumble was saving this round, and they've now collected 2 rifles from the opposing team. It's going to make this retake a little bit easier for them.
Getting ahead.
Point. So actually pretty helpful for them. And they're going to have it... Oh, well, they've maybe lined up. Sorry, Bunna checked out a little bit sooner, but not so. The spike is still an issue. Marina grabbing Carlisle, but then getting taken out. Means that it's just Artstar on the Cypher. Finds 2. Looking for the third. Is not quite going to get it. Oh, she had to reload. I mean, she hadn't had to reload. I mean, I wonder if she actually could have gotten all 3, but it is what it is, and that is Team Bumble getting the 4th point.
Yeah, I mean, Tyree was down at 5 health. It very well could have gone the other way if she had just 1 or 2 more bullets in that magazine.
But
UIB fam, going to Astro.
Yeah, definitely.
Your confidence starts to skyrocket, and you're like, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Oh, then they reload. Like, you just get
the reload. Always hate to see it. Gen.G was able to recover 1 rifle. Well, I'm actually not sure it's really a recovery because they went into that round with 1 rifle and they came out of it with 1 rifle. But their economy's back, set up better. Lynn is grabbing that operator again. She's sitting over on A site. Going to see the Viper Spit come out on A short. I love this Viper Spit. It's really strong at pushing your opponents off of A site and making them reconsider that maybe they should go B, because that is a very important part of the map for both the attack onto the site as well as the post-plant defense.
a lot of the sand in the most annoying possible place. I gotta tell you, I am cheering for Lynn to get a lot of kills with this operator. It just seems like it's her plan of the day is to like prove that she can just be cracked on it, but it hasn't happened yet. And she's actually finding herself down at bottom of the score. I mean, not too important yet if we're talking about her overall team pulling through and still being in the lead, but I think she does expect a bit more from herself. Let's see if it can come in this particular round. We have nothing to lose heading into B. Carly's gonna be the first one to know that. And back off the elbow. As Lily comes in through hookah, is gonna try and get some shots. Already finding 2, still alive, could easily get another. Carly's gonna have a duel with AR, or Ari rather, but that's
1 enemy remaining.
We're talking about 3v1. Can't Ari do anything more?
Yeah, it depends on how she takes these. Gen.G is giving her 1v1s if she can push it, but the time is not on her side with 10 seconds left.
Oh, that's a very good thing. Yeah, it's too late anyways. Tries to at least take someone down with her, doesn't find it. And now Gen.G team Bumble up 5-3. Kind of feels like a familiar story where it's like, it's very, very even. Okay, but then Gen.G kind of starts to really pull ahead and nothing to lose, can't recover from, what ends up being like a 5-round deficit.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, on Ascent, we did see them really turn it on when we swapped sides and nothing to lose was put on defense. So I'm not going to count them out at all until until the match actually ends, because once we see them on defense, they very well could make up that deficit, could come back, take the lead even from Gen.G. We'll have to see.
Lynn might be able to get a few shots. Well, Drone kind of reveals the situation. She's forced to dash out of there and take up another spot, another sneakier spot. There's a lot of noise from AR. Is it actually their intention to move into A? If it's not, then it is a bit dangerous to kind of push the issue against the operator.
That was a really good pick from Artstar, though. Getting one of the defenders on B site down. There's only 2 sitting over here this round, so this is going to let them get the plant down very easily.
Cypher used the ultimate, so all of Gen.G has been revealed. That's gonna make the defense that much easier. Nothing to lose. Getting situated, getting set up, knowing that a lot are coming in from that top half. Let's see. Maybe if they all come together, start to bully some of these fights. Not really the case so far. Gen.G just down to 2.
1 enemy remaining.
Make that 1. Just down to Hannah. And she can't really find anything more. I mean, that was just an excellent defensive setup from nothing to lose. I don't know if I could expect it more from Bumble.
No, probably not. Having the neural theft come out after the plant went down, it, as you said, was very informative for nothing to lose. They were able to see that you don't have to worry about flank. Nobody's flanking. The plant's already down. If they weren't back there to begin with, they're not going to go there. They're already moving in towards their spawn area to come in from the defender side. Made it super easy for nothing to lose to defend that post plant.
Exactly. So where does that leave us with the guns? Actually have Lynn totally changing direction. Goes from the operator using a judge. Not able to use that either, though, as Artstar takes the duel. And even gets some serious damage done on Ray. Manages to dodge away from Charlie. Excellent so far from the Cypher. Lily's trying to get the shots and just can't get it. That's not good news. As that means that it looks like nothing to lose. Once again, has this round in their pocket. Maybe... I mean, Tyray's already so low. And Carly so far away. And Carly does have the Hunter's Fury, but is that worth using right now?
Out of charges.
Yeah, honestly, probably not. I would not expect her to put that out immediately. Probably would just save it for the next round. They actually look like they're setting up a little bit to try to get some picks as nothing to lose leaves the site. They're not going to push the issue here.
There's actually so many people near teleporter that if Asova had gotten the scout there, if Carly had known, the Hunter's Spirit could have been deadly, but of course he didn't come back. So they're trying to get the picks. Carly's able to find one and just suicide in, which I now know is not a mistake.
No, I mean, they could have recovered a rifle there, and that might have helped them. It really depends on the situation. That was probably a call from their IGL. Like, hey, go down to the specs so that we can all buy good guns.
Here.
But yeah, we're looking at a tight scoreline coming into these last 2 rounds in this half. Definitely a better situation for Nothing to Lose than we saw in that first map. If they're able to take this, we're going to be going into game 3, which would be very fun.
Also, I think like not a first of the tournament maybe, but it's maybe the first that I've passed, so I would look forward to it, even as possible. Actually, already a lot of action. Walk through the Viper's pit, it's always a bit scary. Nothing to Lose end up being up a woman here as they move into A and are going to get that plant. Gen.G starting to rotate over. The Hunter's Fury is going to be used to stop that plant from happening and maybe even tag a couple of people. He gets taken out in heaven. It's not going to be planted here on A. They just, the Hunter's Fury came out and they're like, all right, I guess not here. How about over into B? Lynn is waiting. Can she get any of these picks? Up in Hookah, I mean, playing aggressively here, well, it doesn't matter because they are again just like, all right, fine, we're not going to go there either. It's back to A.
This is what I love about Bind, is the use of those teleporters to move very quickly between the sites and just play these like silly mind games with your opponent of like, oh, we're going here. Nope, we're going over here. Just kidding, we're going back.
It can be so funny. I mean, they're quick enough on it that they get the plants. Now, Gen.G are not far behind. They're coming through into R-Star, who's perfectly lined up to get those 2 kills. And that is now Tyre looking awfully alone versus a 5-member team. Time to back away completely.
Need that back.
Yeah, she's just going to save that rifle into the next round.
Oh, are you
Not-
for though?
Hari is hunting her.
Oh, I think she's actually gonna get hunted though.
Oh!
Enemy punch.
Okay, she got it. And then nothing more. She got hunted by everyone at the end.
Yeah, honestly, good call from Nothing to Lose.
Last
Means that
round
Gen.G
before the
won't be
switch.
pulling in a hero rifle for this last round. They don't have good economy right now on Gen.G's side. We're going to be able to see a couple of rifles probably, but it's a big choice between do we buy bigger guns and get no utility, or do we go for the utility picks and maybe less powerful guns here?
Yeah, exactly. Everything's gonna be reset, so just
Caution,
spend on
here.
what you think is possibly gonna be the best. We have
Yeah,
them
we also-
choosing. Well, I mean, they don't have much armor. A couple of decent guns.
Yeah, I heard somewhere that, you know, the difference between the light and the heavy armor is not terrible. It's like 1 bullet or something for most of these guns, so going light isn't bad. Marina already in the back here, though.
Silence.
One enemy remaining.
Didn't really work out very
Spike
well.
down B.
Gen.G, despite having some difficulty with their economy, have just taken all of the fights, so
Cage
only
triggered.
R-Star is left over. I guess trying to
Cage
figure out where
triggered.
everyone is right now,
Divided.
but he's
Yeah,
he's about to be pinched.
oh yeah. The neural theft, you know, it's a useful ultimate to tell you where your opponents are, but when it shows
Switching
that you're
sides.
surrounded, sometimes you probably wish you didn't know.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, am I in a pool infested by sharks? I think I'd rather not know.
Yeah, maybe just that's knowledge you don't need going into the future. But we are at the half. We're swapping sides. This is where we saw Nothing to Lose in that last game come back very strongly. And we're at a 6-6 half this time. So if they make that same move, come back very strong, win a bunch of rounds in a row, they very easily could take the lead and maybe even the game here.
I'm on board that narrative. I'm on board that storyline. Because last map, it really was that they had already created such a deficit before the swap that it was, you know, it was really difficult to come back, even though it gets reset with the swap. Just momentum-wise.
Standing
But
ahead.
here, it's totally even. Feeling fairly confident. And now you might be on your preferred side as well. Lynn is going to get a pick to start things off. The movement into A. And the plant is also going to be going down. Cypher getting some good information, but, well, not good enough to save the life. And Lynn looking for more with a frenzy. Can't find very much more. Oh, the Stalker just went down. Damage done.
Jets grounded.
Daribon takes down 2. Makes it back to an even scenario, 3-3. Bob gonna cut through the wall as Staribon takes down yet another.
One enemy remaining.
Daribon really looking good right now, and she has to. She's still got 2 more to take down, and the defuse to happen as well. I don't think it's actually going to be possible. Yeah, that was difficult for Staribon, but she took down so many people before it happened.
I was 100% certain she was just going to sit on that defuse. Because pros don't fake, but she heard the Viper orb about to be dismissed and tried to get out of there to take on the fights instead. But yeah, that was a very aggressive attack from Gen.G. You know, similar to what we saw from Nothing to Lose, honestly. Got on site, got the plant down within the first, I don't know, 20, 30 seconds of that round, and then really put the defense on a timer there. They're going to be able to buy up here to the SMGs versus the Sheriffs and Classics on Nothing to Lose this side. It looks like it's going to be another A hit as everybody is sitting A short, waiting to go onto this site.
Lynn trying to make up for what was a lackluster first half. Put those kills on the board. And still looking for more. Sorry, gets the plants. And there you go. Lynn finds another with the help of a teammate. They're looking good again for Gen.G team Bumble. I mean, they're starting to actually get some serious picks. First round usually goes to the second. Seems to be the case again. Maybe Ari can do something. So. Okay. Quicker on the trigger. Gonna actually go through the fire as well. Lines nicely done by Ari, but eventually does get taken out by Lily, leaving only Bob up in heaven with the Sheriff. Might be able to find a head to click on, but that spike's already counting down, and I think time is pretty much over. There you have it. Team Bumble end up going 8-6.
Yeah, still, you know, typical half. We do see Nothing to Lose is coming out with their timeout very early on in this half as they're preparing for round 3 where they can buy up those rifles. Pretty good, you know, get the reset in early. They know that Gen.G is going to be aggressive when they can, but I mean, the game froze, so this might not happen, but it does look like Gen.G is maybe heading towards the B side this time, potentially to throw off Nothing to Lose, who might expect them to hit A over and over again until it stops working.
Don't fix it.
Ain't broke, don't fix.
Exactly, yeah. Sometimes it's true, but then sometimes, you know, it's the game of Valorant trying to mind game each other. We'll see.
Yeah, and especially on this map. I love the mind games on this map. I really want to see somebody doing around the world. Just go through that one teleporter, run to the other site, go through the second teleporter. Just no stopping, just keep running. But you don't typically see that at this level of play, so I am not going to get my hopes up for that.
You don't usually see professionals run around with their head cut off?
No.
Shocking.
But when you do see it, it throws the other team off.
That's true. That is a very good point. Sometimes the most mental mind game thing you can do is actually appear to be bad. You know, if it's like the best actor is the one who can fake being a bad actor, that type of situation or something. Anyways, it is going to be that B push, just to confirm what you were talking about.
Yeah, and they're all going up B long here. Nobody's heading over towards Hugo, where there are 2 defenders prepared to defend that area. We could very well actually see at least 1 teleport off of this play.
Grab the orb. Yep, get the blades here for Lynn.
Get out of my way.
Of course, that sound reveals, and they could have maybe just backed away, but they are going to commit, double down onto B. Lynn looking for the shot, doesn't grab it though. Daribon too quick with the gun compared to the knives. Wall to set up the run by. And that is going to be a successful plant. But ooh, Ari up and Hookah finding one, healing up. Nice moves here from Nothing to Lose to actually start picking people off even before the plant actually finally happens. It's down. The timer has started, but now Gen.G down to just 1. It's only Carly able to maybe hold the spike against 4. Blinded, knowing I had no idea where everyone wasn't going to be possible. The defuse is going to go the way of Nothing to Lose, still tightening that race 8-7.
Yeah, they're not going to let Gen.G run away with it that easily. So, and they didn't really lose that much. I think they only lost Starry there, so able to save those rifles from last round. It's going to get them in a pretty good place economy-wise. Whereas Gen.G now, You know, they bonus last round, they have to buy the rifles this round. If they lose this round, not going to be good for them. But it does look like they're going to be taking this a little bit more passively. We see Gen.G has dropped the spike over towards the B site, but in an area where it would be very easy to grab it and head over towards A.
I was going to say, they're actually going to use the teleporting here and try and come up on Tyre. It doesn't really work, but it was a run it back, so a bit of a freebie. As well, very quickly into a 3v2 situation, nothing to lose. Still up and Agents. Looking to take that spike possibly over to B. I need to pick it up first. There we go.
Yeah, so the question is, does Lynn know that Ari is still there in Hexagon Garden area? Just, she's not pushing it. She does have Tyre coming in on the long. Hopefully she'll be able to spot out Ari here.
Killer.
Nicely done. The spike can probably be planted.
Obscuring vision.
I mean, yeah, doing the due diligence, putting down all the stars, setting up what is going to be the defense.
Last player
Nothing to lose. Have
standing.
responded, and there we go.
Spike
Bob comes
down,
in, picks
B.
off Tyre. The spike still only in the hands of Lynn. Now's the time to pop off, if any, but unfortunately had no idea Marina was right behind her. So it is a now tied 8-8 score.
Little bit of an off timing there. I think Lynn expected the Nebula smoke to stay up just a little bit longer as she peeked into hookah, but unfortunately it went down, gave Marina just a very easy shot to her head. And it's looking like Gen.G's gonna have to do a safe round here. We have seen them get thrifty rounds. They've won thrifty before, but it's unusual. So expecting that they'll probably lose this, we're gonna see nothing to lose go up around would be really nice for them. This is still a very close game. Spike over towards the A site now, where there are 3 defenders waiting for any sort of push to come out.
I'm not committed to it yet. Alright, so we're trying to get some information. Doing what Cypher does best. It's supposed to be a tough round, absolutely, for Gen.G, but that doesn't mean they're going to give up on it. They have a couple of ults to use as well. I mean, a res, Cosmic Divide could be helpful if they actually get the plant going. That's the first thing they really gotta do, and it is going to be headed towards B.
Yeah, we do see the defense has already rotated over. They now have 3 waiting to prepared to defend this site.
Array is able to take down 1 before being taken down by Artstar. And we have the shuffle around it.
One enemy
Oh, the
remaining.
showstopper from Starrybun grabs 2, and she picks up the 3rd to take that round for nothing to lose. You know, as predicted, nothing to lose, win the rounds. But this is now kind of scary. You kind of expect them to win this round as well, and suddenly they're up 10-8, and it feels ever more likely we'll get that map 3.
Yeah, this round's going to be a little bit rough. You know, everybody's able to buy up to the correct guns. It is useful for Gen.G that Starry used her ultimate on that round. They don't have to worry about the showstopper. The Neural Theft is the only defensive ultimate that is currently up. However, Bob is 1 off of her Hunter's Fury, so if you let her get a pick or if she can grab one of those orbs, that's going to be a hard ultimate to contend with if you're trying to put a plant down. On the opposite side, as you were mentioning, we do still have the Cosmic Divide and the Res. Cosmic Divide, it could be useful if they can get a couple of picks on a site, maybe cut it off to get that plant down. Res is really one of those ultimates that it's nice to have, but somebody on your team, first of all, needs to die, and then they need to die in a place that's safe enough for you to res them.
Yeah.
Or in a place where you can use them as bait to get a kill.
Oh wow. Okay, I feel so rude, but yes, exactly. It's
Okay, you know what? Battle Sage does what Battle Sage does. Sometimes you need to bait your players.
respect. All right, you need to be cool in life. Okay. No, it's you're totally right though. It sounds like it's such like a good ultimate overall. Like you bring back a player, it sounds amazing, but it can be situational because of those factors. So it's not something that really lets you get into a position or necessarily keep a position. And I already have to have it going in your direction. The Cosmic Divide is going to come down. Interesting one. Starrybun, though, is picking up 2 with the help of Marina, actually. So 1-for-1. On both, Bob's got that. Hunter's Fury doesn't find very much with it. Gen.G already find themselves down to just 2 members. And now the cosmic divide is like, did I do anything? Did I help? Sorry, I don't think you did.
No, but it was a good placement for it. They just didn't quite work out the way that Gen.G was hoping there.
Now that it's done and used, I guess you're just waiting for someone to push a little aggressively, too aggressively. Because if they pick one off, and it's 2 to 3, I think that's very doable with 45 seconds on the board. But I don't think Nothing to Lose. You're going to be quite foolish enough to run into this situation, knowing that the timer is currently on their side, so they're just waiting it out.
Yeah, we do have
30 seconds left.
Artstar pushed up a little bit off of B. She's going to be able to tell her team, like, hey, they're not going this way.
Enemy remaining.
And with that information, knowing just to stay exactly where they are, they grab the last 2 kills, and that is 10 to 8. So now it's up to Gen.G to start the comeback. Bring it up. Can they do it? What's their current position? Guns, pistols coming out. Yikes.
Yeah, it's going to be rough. But it would be actually interesting, though, if Nothing to Lose can take this map, because then each team will have one on their opponent's map
I'll
choice.
find them.
So just kind of interesting. Though, as you and Lucy were pointing out, Bind is the best map for both of these teams. So this is not unexpected to see these teams doing so well here.
Right, yeah. Playing, I think, as a team, I think playing very well. Some individual performances, I guess, are a bit wanting, but I'm not going to point those out until it's really necessary. We have a B push. Gen.G, down to just sheriffs. And get the headshots nice and quick, and there's one. Still very possible for them. Artstar is going to come in, not quite finish. Oh, actually, he's going to finish.
Spike
Ray
down B.
off. And that's 4 to 4. Snake bite injuring Artstar, forcing him out of position.
Remaining.
Bob, though, grabbing 2, making it probably an easy 11th round as Hannah's just left alone. Left alone with not much else to say. Can't even get to the spike. Just wait for someone to poke out aggressively and grab that kill. If you possibly can. It's not going to happen.
No, and there's no guns for her to recover or anything. She's definitely going to try this. There's no reason for her
30
to
seconds
try to
left.
do a save.
Yeah.
Oh, that cipher wire, though, is going to let them know exactly where she is.
So, as you said, there's really no reason not to do this. She can find someone.
Hey, who's got the snacks?
Doesn't get any shots, and that is 11 to 8. Feeling very good for Nothing to Lose. That was the pistols. That was the sheriffs coming out, and now perhaps Gen.G. This is where the comeback kind of has to start. If they buy guns now and still lose this one, it feels like it is just it's Nothing to Lose's map.
Yeah. So, and that's part of this is something that's interesting here is that Gen.G's a little bit off kilter on their buy. Because they're set to buy rifles this round, but that means that if Nothing to Lose wins, they're going to be at match point, and Gen.G's not going to be able to buy. They're going to have to try to force, they're going to have to make that decision, guns or utility, and figure out what to do from there. Gen.G does, however, have 3 ultimates to work with in order to get this round win for themselves.
And perhaps the best setup here, let's see what the actual shooting looks like. Anna's going to get the plant from the looks of things.
Spike planted.
Have Gen.G. Viper's Pit actually does come down too. Not necessarily that surprising. Bob comes in, is not going to find a second kickoff, and this is going to be Nothing to Lose. Just getting all the shots. Coming in from directions that Gen.G is not paying attention, not looking at the exact time. That felt like it was going to be the best opportunity for Gen.G, and then they still end up losing it anyways.
Yeah, that was a really strong retake from Nothing to Lose,
Match point.
especially as we were watching in that A short area, because they had 2 coming in from one from either side, and it just made it very difficult for Gen.G to know which direction to look at. As we saw, looked away at the wrong moment, just picks coming out as the post plant attack essentially was triggered. Really nice from Nothing to Lose. We are seeing Gen.G is going to be buying up, most of them getting, actually all of them getting rifles, but we're gonna have to see what they're gonna have to do, because that means they probably didn't all get their utility if they used a lot of utility last round.
Right, yeah. I mean, the Viper doesn't have the Viper's Pit anymore. We have the Hunter's Fury coming out, and it is gonna actually tag a little bit, but so far the actual picks are going in favor of Nothing to Lose.
You will not kill my
A res comes in though, 4-4 already. Tyra is gonna get the plants. Bob's gonna try and say something about it, but so low already, doesn't get very much done. Sorry, one coming with the showstopper. Doesn't grab Hannah, but then gets her through the boxes. Excellent.
Defenders win.
What a way to end in favor of Nothing to Lose, who tie up the overall series.
Yeah, and that means we're going to map 3 for this series. As we said earlier on, this was going to be really tough for both teams trying to get to that finals. I believe map 3 is going to be Icebox. This is another Nothing to Lose map choice. Hopefully the streak doesn't continue where the opposing team wins on their opponent's map choice. Otherwise, that's going to be over for Nothing to Lose, but we'll have to see.
We're just gonna wait and see. We finally got what we wanted for a map 3. I mean, it was either gonna be overtime, as you called it, or map 3, as we also discussed. It ends up being map 3 to determine who moves on to the playoffs. Is it gonna be the returning champion Gen.G team Bumble, or is it going to be kind of the newcomers Nothing to Lose? Well, stick around because we're coming back to game 3 after this break.